Hey guys, so today I'm going to be answering a couple of questions that I keep getting, and I thought it would be a lot easier to just sort of make a video for you guys so that if, any of the questions that you had asked I didn't answer correctly, hopefully I can answer them properly right now. So what I'm going to do is go through how we sort of structure sessions to what a session entails and then what happens long term in terms of sessions. So basically how it starts is obviously you guys contact me and ask a little bit about me and things like that. I always encourage questions. I love answering your questions, and I think it's important to ask questions just so that we also feel, or rather you guys also feel very, very comfortable. And that is the top priority. So that is the first thing. The second thing, and this is the most important step. So I do send you a confidentiality agreement. And with that confidentiality agreement, it outlines everything about my practice, basically how it would go, and obviously that any sessions that we have together or any talks, any messages, all of that is confidential between you and I. And I think that is really, really important. So that's the first thing. So once you have read through that, if you do have any questions, you can feel free to always ask me and say, hey, Vanessa, what did you mean by this? Or does this mean this, this, and this? I love to answer questions, like I've mentioned before. So we go over a few questions and then you sign it and get it back to me. After that's been done, what happens is we set a time and a day that is convenient for you to have a session with me. So all sessions right now, due to COVID-19, are online. And I found that this is actually very helpful because it eliminates you guys having to rush across the offices, things like that, where I've had clients that are doing a session right before work or right before school, things like that. So it makes it very, very easy in terms of logistics. Another thing to take into account is that I don't only see people that are in Nairobi or even Kenya. I do have clients that are outside of Africa, and it makes it a lot easier because we're able to have those conversations and sessions over Zoom. So that is definitely a perk. Another thing is that it's in your comfort zone. So you're able to set the tone for yourself and work in an environment that is beneficial for you. So not to say that we will not be moving back to office space very soon. It's just that, with COVID-19, we want to make sure that everybody is keeping safe. So after we've scheduled a session, obviously we have our session. And this is where I get to ask you guys all the questions. So of course you can always ask me questions in between, but it's more of me getting to know a little bit more about you, the areas that you want to work on, the things that you feel you need to perfect, the strengths you have, the weaknesses you have. We cover a wide range of topics in that first session, but I am able to then condense it into the areas that we both agree that need to be worked on or can be used in order to make this aspect of your life better or that aspect of your life better. So that's what usually happens in the first session. Now, after the session, I tend to give homework. Actually, I don't tend to give, I do give homework to all of my clients. So this is to ensure that you are actively working on the things that we talked about. So it's not just me and you are having a conversation and then you get on with your week. No, it's important to keep working throughout the week until we meet the following week and we're able to review your progress and to see how things were beneficial to you, how they weren't beneficial, all of those types of things. It's really important to always be actively working on yourself, and this is the best way to do it. So some of the homework tasks are worksheets, some of them are physical tasks. It really varies. So I cannot pinpoint to you what exactly it would be. But everything is tailor-made to each individual client, and that's why I can't really give more information pertaining to that. So now after that session, like I said, I give you the homework and you go along and do it, and we will meet the following week. I tend to encourage weekly sessions for at least a month or a month and a half. So that equates to 4 to 6 sessions for you to actually be able to see a little bit of progress and to see where you started and where you are now in your life. And that is something that I go through with all my clients usually every 2 months or so. I think it's really important to look back and see where you started and where you are going and where you are right now, because that's really important. Sometimes we don't realize where we started and where we are now, and I think it's really important because there's a lot of change that happens, and it's important to celebrate your change, your success, your milestones. It's very, very important to do those things and to acknowledge that internally and externally. So that is sort of a typical session and what happens in the beginning. So I hope that clears things up for you guys. If you have any questions, please drop them down below or send a DM. I'm happy to answer anything as always. And have a lovely day, guys. I hope that you're filled with positivity today and that you're very, very productive. And see you in the next video. Bye.